This is Chicago. At the dawn of the 21st century, Chicago's media was dominated by a handful of major corporations. But a resistance movement arose to free Chicago's media from their clutches. One player in this movement is the Chicago Independent Media Center and its TV show, Chicago Independent Television. The Independent Media Center is a worldwide network of grassroots correspondents committed to using the tools of the media for promoting social and economic justice. You are watching this month's dispatch from the Chicago Independent Media Center.
Welcome to Chicago Independent Television, a collection of video reports by grassroots video workers produced free from corporate or commercial support or influence. I'm your host, Mitchell Szczepańczyk. In this episode, we'll review the recent Chicago anti-war and immigrant rights actions on the 6th anniversary of the Iraq War. We'll also visit with a local civil rights activist and attorney, and we'll talk with a Chicago teacher about a controversial city plan that would affect Chicago schools. Stay with us. Does AT&T hate freedom? Let's find out.
Well, AT&T censored Pearl Jam, who criticized George W. Bush at an AT&T broadcast of Lollapalooza. So yes.
There you have it. Clear evidence that AT&T hates freedom. Help protect internet freedom. Visit these websites to learn more and get involved. AT&T, your world delivered for a price.
Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. In March, Chicago activists marked the 6th anniversary of the war on Iraq and expanded the scope of the actions to include immigrant rights. Here we see the first of 3 segments of our coverage of the protests.
Thanks so much, Ramsey. First, I'd like to say how very welcomed I and others who are not from this community have felt through the course of this organizing process. The people of Pilsen have been so generous with their time and their activist energy. When we had to fight to win a permit today, they were there in court over and over and over again. It's a tribute to their stamina, to their activist energy, that all of us are able to be here today, because if it had been for the city fathers, the people who have been militarizing our schools, who have been complicit in the immigration raids, we would not be having this march here today. So thank you first and foremost to the people of Pilsen for welcoming us here today. I'm going to keep this very brief. On a personal note, myself and 3 others were arrested back in January of 2008 for an anti-Bush protest. Now, we were protesting against his policies on the war. And we would have thrown our shoes at George Bush that day, except that for it was Chicago in January. And so we didn't throw off our shoes, but we're very insulted that we have a new president who's carrying out many of the same policies. And we feel like we almost have to take off our shoes for this new president. That's an insult to all of us. The raids, the ICE raids continue. The surge into Afghanistan escalates. The surge into Pakistan escalates. The siege of Gaza continues. This is an insult to everyone who thought they were getting change on November 4th. The truth of the matter is, that's why we're here today, because all of us are going to begin making that change, because that's the way that change is made, through the people themselves doing it. So let's do that today. Thank you again to the people of Pilsen for welcoming us here today.
You're watching Chicago Independent Television.
I see the soul of a nation. Must be true because I've seen it on TV.
Does Verizon hate freedom? Let's find out.
Well, Verizon censored cell phone text messages sent by national pro-choice political activist groups. So yes.
There you have it. Clear evidence that Verizon hates freedom. Help protect internet freedom. Visit these websites to learn more and get involved. Verizon, we never stop censoring for us.